Yes, Kurt, if you thought you'd seen the last of snow for this winter, well, think again. Ottawa is under a snowfall warning today. Reporter Melissa Lamb is standing by live outside the Byron Market, where there's no snow yet, but it's on the way, Melissa.
That's right, Annette, and we're going to get a good wallop of winter as well. Environment Canada is calling for 15 to 20 centimeters when all said and done. Now, we are just waiting for the snow. They're predicting that it should start around 9 o'clock here this morning, but the snow has already started just north of Toronto. That started around 6 o'clock this morning. Now, the warning has been issued for the entire southern Ontario, including the Ottawa Valley, as well as southern Quebec. And Environment Canada says there's no way of escaping it. That low-pressure system is moving towards Ottawa.
The overall snowfall is still similar. What's actually happened is the low is moving slower than the models were forecasting yesterday. And so if you look outside, there's a lot less than what you might have expected because it's just not moving as quickly. But once it gets there, we do still expect a similar amount.
So there you have it. It is coming to Ottawa. We're going to expect lots of snow today, but school buses are up and running here this morning so kids can go to school and expect a nice snowy day to play outside. There are a few cancellations already happening at the Ottawa airport. The best bet there is to check with your flight carrier provider before heading to the airport. Annette?
Okay, Melissa Lamb reporting live outside. Thanks for that, Melissa. We have some very sad news to report this morning. A baby has died after a car crash near Maniwaki. The collision happened yesterday morning on Highway 105. Police say the driver of a car lost control, swerving into an oncoming truck. 4 people were in the car. All were hurt, the baby and a woman critically. The baby died in hospital and the woman is still in critical condition. The driver of the truck was also seriously injured in the crash. Police say ice may have been a factor. And black ice is also taking the blame for a crash that killed 3 people on Highway 7 earlier this week. Karen Thompson of Mountain Grove and John David Duffy and his son Thomas of Orleans died in the crash. Duffy's son Eric and Steve Hambling were also injured in the collision. OPP say black ice likely caused Duffy's van to cross the center line and crash into the other vehicle. The search has been called off for an Ottawa man missing after scuba diving off Nova Scotia. 48-year-old Lawrence Collins had just moved to the province. He was diving near Westport on Wednesday when he was swept away by a strong current in the Bay of Fundy. Ottawa's outgoing police chief is getting ready to deliver a speech this morning. Vern White will address the crowd in about a half an hour at a breakfast in his honor. A goodbye breakfast is being served at the Hampton Inn in Vanier, where White built a strong relationship with members of that neighborhood during his years as chief. White is leaving the force for his new role as senator. Money raised at the breakfast will support the Boys and Girls Club and Assumption Catholic High School. The federal Conservatives and opposition parties are facing off over alleged bogus phone calls made during last year's election. The Liberals and NDP claim some voters were called and sent to the wrong polling station. And they say the Conservatives were behind the misleading phone calls. The so-called robocalls were traced back to a company the opposition say worked on the campaigns of Tory candidates. Opposition parties are calling for an investigation into the allegations. Skiers in British Columbia may think twice before heading out to the backcountry over the weekend. An avalanche warning is in effect. The Canadian Avalanche Centre says weak layers of snow have piled up on the mountains, which are buried by smaller snowfalls that hide the danger. Skiers and snowmobilers are asked to stay in managed ski areas until Monday. So far this winter, 5 people have been killed in avalanches in British Columbia.